Hello ladies and gentlemen. Today the second dev blog for FS19 was released by Giants. Now I've been told that you shouldn't expect any until after Gamescom. The devs are working quite hard to get the game up to standards for then. But let's have a look at the second one, which covers the mission system. Now I'm going to start off by reading it and I'll give my thoughts at the end, just like I did last time. So let's dive straight in. Welcome to our second dev blog for Farming Simulator 19, due later this year. In this dev blog, we'll be talking about the tweaks we've made to the mission system to help get you playing the way you want faster. First of all, you no longer need to travel across the map to interact with mission givers. A new contracts menu lists every mission that's currently available, detailing how much money you will get for completing it, as well as what you'll be expected to do. This means less time spent going between missions and more time doing what you want to do, farming. There are also no longer time limits on missions, and you can save while a mission's in progress, so you can work at your own pace. We've also given you the option to complete missions without leasing the equipment. This has two benefits. First, you'll get more money from the mission as you won't have to pay the lease. Second, it allows you to use your own equipment for missions, meaning as you build up a speciality and a garage, you can take on more missions and make more money to expand your farm. Leasing is still available for the early game and those that might want to try out new vehicles before buying them. We've also added a new mission type, hay and silage baling. This will involve every step of the process, from cutting the grass to turning it into bales and finally delivering it. Weeding missions are now their own category rather than purely a part of the fertilization process, including using the new sprayer tool on more developed weeds. Transport missions are also returning from Farming Simulator 15, asking you to deliver goods from one place to another throughout the map. Take a serene drive through the new landscapes of our upgraded game engine and make some money while you're at it. Finally, missions are being added to multiplayer, letting you complete them cooperatively. This gives you more things to do with other players than ever before, and ties into our larger improvements for multiplayer in Farming Simulator 19. We hope you enjoy missions in Farming Simulator 19, either alone or with friends, when it releases later this year. So, again, there's not a lot of information here that really... Well, there's a lot of information, but there's not a lot of new things. Like, boil it down, missions are still in the game. They've changed slightly in that there's a contracting menu, and you don't have to constantly reload them like you did in FS17 to get the equipment you want, because, well, now you can basically bring your own equipment. Although I'm just looking at the screenshots, I need to bring them up on my screen a bit bigger because I've got them open small like. Where are the screenshots? There. Looking at the screenshots, it looks like you're gonna have more options in the menus. Because if I'm gonna try and get this up on screen right now for you guys, if you look at the one that shows the contracting window, there's a lot more icons than before. You've got the world, which might be the map, something that looks like it's graphs, which could be... I don't know what that could be. Tractor, which might be like a shop window, or just a list of the equipment you have or something. A dollar sign, which could be finances, or... See, I think the graph window might be like what the sell points are offering or what you got in storage. The dollar sign might be sell points or your finances. The cow is definitely the animals. This weird pie chart thing, I have no idea what it is. And it looks like there's 3 different kind of settings menus in the menu, which is interesting. Yeah, very different to what it was. I do like how I don't like how... I'm just looking at the menu here, and it's kind of triggering my OCD a bit, because I'm going to go down and read through the field numbers. Field 15, Field 17, Field 19, Field 23, Field 7, Field 3, Field 5, Field 22. Why are they out of order? They should be in order somehow. Because the first two are harvesting, then two fertilizing, then one harvesting, and then one fertilizing again. And they're not even arranged by, like, what pays the most. So that's really kind of annoying that there seems to be an organization. I'd like to see there be some sort of way that you could organize them by, like, I want to do some harvesting, so it'll only bring up the harvesting contracts. Or I want to be paid the most money possible, so it'll arrange them by costs. And honestly, like the one that's selected 56,770 for harvesting Field 7. There's one there that's 90,000, so Field 5 is apparently huge. It also confirms the field numbers will still be a thing. And looking at the other screenshot that we were sent, it shows the UI. And it's very similar in some ways to the FS17 UI. Definitely the top right and the bottom left corners are the same. I kind of like the way they've done the bottom right hand corner though, with the actual speedometer, the fuel gauge being a thing. There is a wrench bar, and I think that's something to do with something that hasn't been announced yet, and I think there might be a maintenance system properly in the game, because that hints that vehicles can go up and down in how much they've been worn. Because if there's a bar, it usually means up is a thing and down is another thing. So that would be very, very interesting. Another thing to look at is the swath seems to have changed slightly. It looks to be very similar to the FS17 swath. It is, of course, the Elmer Hallmaster and a John Deere. What John Deere is this? Who are you? It's the 8400R that's been in all the pictures, and the Ideal Harvester. So, no new, no new equipment information this time, unfortunately. There'll be a weight that you can make green for the John Deeres. It might be a John Deere weight, in fact. Is that a John Deere weight? I want to say it. I'm not going to say it is, but it might well be. Yeah, I'm kind of liking the new UI cluster in the bottom right. It will allow for more scripts and stuff to fit into that area. Instead of it all being jammed into like the little box the way that it currently is. I'm looking forward to seeing how this new mission system properly works and seeing some gameplay of it. I'm looking forward to seeing all the moving parts start coming together. I still, from the last Devil blog, want a bit more information on the difficulty system. Like, will the difficulty system impact the amount you get paid for missions? This is now a question. You know, because if you're on easy difficulty, will you get paid, like, twice as much as on the hardest, the start from scratch mode? Or will you get paid more on the start from scratch mode than on easy? This is something I want to know. I want to know these things. Another interesting thing, the transport missions are coming back. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I very rarely did the transport missions. Other than the crop ones in FS15 where they were asking for like a certain amount of crop because it paid more. Those I did because they were worth it. But the actual transport missions where it's like, pick up this bale of twine and bring it to Bob, who is conveniently at the other side of the map, I rarely, if ever, did, because I always found them intensely dull. I didn't find them fun at all, so I'm hoping they've been made significantly more interesting than they used to be in FS13 and 15. It's kind of nice to see a classic mission type come back. Mowing missions technically are back with the the hay and silage baling. It's going to be interesting on some maps. And definitely interesting that you can now... It's just occurred to me, you can now do missions on grass fields. What else can you do new with grass fields? There has to be something else new to do with grass. And I would guess the combi baler, the Coon combi baler from the Coon DLC in FS17 will be default in FS19. Maybe even the square bale wrapper as well. So that's kind of interesting. And you have to deliver the bales. Can you steal them all and just have the mission go on forever? Can you steal all the bales and give them to your cows? Because that'd be kind of funny. It'd probably break the game, but it'd be funny. I'd like to see what kind of fail-safe giants I have in place for me doing that, because, yeah, I'm going to do that. Or at least I'm going to try. But that's, yeah, really all I can think of to say. There's not, other than missions coming to multiplayer, which is interesting, and kind of hints that there's more improvements coming from multiplayer to be announced, which is also interesting. I sincerely hope one of them is reducing the client or the server side sync, so clients will download while the server's still active. And yes, it would cause lag for everybody else while that happens, but it's better than just, somebody wants to join your game, everybody stop. Much better system in my opinion. I think that's something that should be implemented. And something else that's sorely needed in multiplayer. Ask anybody who's ever run a server of any description and they will tell you that the single biggest thing needed, actually the second biggest thing needed, the biggest thing needed is a fix to the way sync works. But the biggest thing needed is a method by which you can ban people without them being unbanned when the server resets. Because you have to do quite frequently server resets. When you do that, all bans are lifted. I'd like to see a method by which you can permaban. And just generally improved admin tools like, for example, a 24-hour ban, a 1-hour ban, a 5-minute ban, a 3-week ban. Instead of having to remember who got banned when, for what, and why, and how long they want to be banned for, or you want them to be banned for is a better thing. They don't want to be banned at all. So that's something that I hope will be one of the announcements, is an improved admin system for multiplayer, because multiplayer right now is just something that I don't enjoy because there's no way of managing it properly. But yeah, that is gonna do it for today. I'll be back actually later on today with a stream. And in terms of videos, probably... Actually, I want to get another video recorded after this. But yeah. So I will leave you by saying, I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching your dev blog updatey thing. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button. Leave your comments on the new mission system below. Until next time, stay safe. And goodbye.